All right, boys and girls, welcome back. It's Friday, March 27th, 2020. It's time for our daily story comprehension. Today we're reading From Wheat Seed to Bread. And we'll go ahead and zoom in here before I drop it. All right, so wheat grows naturally. Farmers plant wheat, but wheat can grow naturally in a wheat field. My pasture is just, we never planted it, it's just growing naturally. It's wheat grass and oat grass, and that's what horses love. So take a look there. It's really, it flies really easy. It's really easy to drop. That's wheat grass, okay? And the little kernels, you can see them in there. I shouldn't say kernels, but there you go. You see each individual one? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so we're going to be reading about wheat seed, from wheat seed to bread. And let's start with our vocabulary right here. All right, cultivate, to work the land, to till it, to stir up the dirt, okay? Fertile soil means soil that has nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, and it's soil that's good to grow seeds in. Grain, those are grains. Rice is also grain. We learned about grain in our other book. A bale is a large rectangular shape of hay. A bale of hay would be a huge, heavy block of hay. In this case, it's a bale of wheat. Quantity means how much. Threshing is what the little red hen did in the story. The little red hen. And she was threshing with a big tool and cutting the wheat. Threshing and cutting the wheat stalks. Combine means to mix things up, like when you're making bread. Matures means it grows, okay? Process, that's the steps you go through to do something. You go through certain steps to read, you go through certain steps to tie your shoe. Stalk, that's what I just showed you. That is a stalk of wheatgrass. Absorbs means to suck it up, like a sponge or a straw. Nourishment means things that feed you, that have nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, okay? And any living thing needs, any living organism, way down here, any living organism needs nourishment. It needs food and water to be, to live, okay? So nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, those are all healthy things you need. You have them in your water, you have them in your food. Transported means to move something from one place to another. Yeast is what makes the bread rise up and get fluffy. Organism is any living thing. Okay, I got all of our words from our parts of speech. I got them from pages 14 and 15, okay? So we have nouns, doing verbs, and adjectives, detail words. So things, doing words, verbs, action words, and detail words. Remember details. 14 and 15. So page 14, if you want to go ahead and pause right there, boys and girls, pause, and go find those words, okay? Page 15, pause, and go find those words, okay? Dough, machine, pans, and oven. Those are all things. Those are nouns. Doing words, carries, threshes, sent, transforms, means it changes, transports, it goes from one place to another place, cause, it makes it happen, and shapes, like Play-Doh, and shaping it, okay? She shapes it into a different form. Okay, detail words, tiny, light, airy, smooth, and stretchy, okay? So you're going to find those words from pages 14 and 15. For our sound spelling, okay, for our sound spelling, I found grain, main, bread, loaf, dry, and use. Okay, and back up a little bit, Ellery. And you might want to screenshot. Oh, shoots. It doesn't mean shoot like a rubber band gun. It means shoots like straw. A shoot like a stalk. It shoots up. Okay, so like a shoot means it's going up. Okay. So you might want to pause right here, copy this down, and put this into your sound spellings. We got rain in the train, bunches of cherries, a huge cube, goat in a boat, fly in the sky. On the other side, these words are also from this story. I only found a little bit, and I looked hard. Dirt and first, IR, girl in a row. That's all I could find. I had a really hard time finding any from this side of the sound spelling word map, but I found a lot from there. Okay? All right, and daily story comprehension. From wheat to seed bread. From wheat seed to bread. What is the main idea mostly all about? Okay, I am going to go over the answers for people that don't have Class Dojo. I've talked to a lot of parents. Some don't have Class Dojo. So I'm going to go over the answers on YouTube. Okay, you can also pause the screen right now and copy the answers down. The main idea is mostly all about growing and using wheat. Where does the story take place? It takes place on the farm, in the bakery, and at home. Who are the characters? The characters are the farmers, bakers, and customers. What happened in the beginning? In the beginning, the wheat grows like grass on the farm. What happened in the middle? Rollers crack and grind the grain into powder. So it looks like flour that we're used to. Our flour looks like powder. What happened in the end? The bakery uses wheat to make bread and then people buy it. Was the story fiction or nonfiction? This story is nonfiction. Did you enjoy the story? And this would be something we would do afterwards. I'm just doing it at the beginning so you can see it. Yes, I did. I liked learning about where bread comes from. Why did the author write this story? To teach me. The author wanted to teach me about wheat. Can you find any rhyming words? I found make and bake, and I found main and grain. All right, let's get ready to read. It is a long story. I'm not going to echo read. I am just going to read straight through, and you can pause on the screen if you want to try to read some of the words. Let's look at that reading level. Look at that. 3.6. Okay. So that level is 3rd grade, which is fine when I'm reading to you. From Wheat Seed to Bread. Hello. Written by Michael Gandy. And the illustrator, there's no illustrator, but the photographer took the pictures. Quick, the photographer took the pictures. From Wheat Seed to Bread. All right, go ahead and zoom in and down. For many people who live in the country, farming is a way of life. Some farmers raise animals. Others cultivate crops such as corn or wheat. There's that word cultivate, means that they're growing crops, okay? They're tilling the soil and doing everything they need to do to grow that crop. Like corn, wheat is a grass plant that produces grain. Wheat is the most widely used crop in the world. It's the most popular. Many products made from wheat are consumed, bought, and eaten by people throughout the world. Most wheat is ground into flour. Wheat flour is the main ingredient in bread. Hey, that's the one from the front page. Bread is one of the civilization's oldest foods, our world's oldest foods. People have been baking and eating bread for almost 12,000 years. Whoa! Have you ever seen a wheat field in the country? Do you know what happens to the wheat between the farm and the bakery? Well, do you? Do you? Do you? Do you know? Do you? Do you know? Or are you just pretending like you know? Because I don't know, and I want to find out. Let's pay attention. Hey, pay attention. Boop. Wheat goes through many changes before it becomes a loaf of bread, and it all starts with tiny seeds. There's our adjective, tiny. Big old tractor. The process begins when the farmer plants wheat seeds in fertile soil. The farmer uses a grain drill to plant the seeds. A drill like ring, ring, and it pokes holes in the ground. The drill digs long ditches in the dirt as it is pulled by a tractor. Then it drops the seeds one by one into the soil, so that way the farmer doesn't have to do it. A drill can plant about 1 million seeds per acre. An acre is a size of a certain measurement of a piece of land. Okay, 1 million seeds per acre. Whoa! Do you know how big an acre is? An acre is a little bigger than a football field. On 1 acre, the farmer can grow enough wheat for 25,000 loaves of bread. Wow! Crazy numbers. And you can pause if you want to reread that yourself. For those of you that want to try to go ahead and read this, go ahead, pause. Hey, that's what I just showed you. Hello, that's what I just showed you. See, it's the same, and it grows in our field, and our horses eat it. All right, here we go. As the seed absorbs water from the soil, it begins to grow. Tiny roots push down into the dirt, and a slender shoot like a straw pokes through the ground. This shoot becomes the plant's stem and first leaf. Remember we talked about Baby leaves are not true leaves. They fall off and then the true leaves grow. At first, the wheat seed provides all the nourishment, okay, the healthy things we need for our bodies, the healthy things a plant needs for its body, provides all the nourishment the growing shoot needs. But by the time the plant has several leaves, the food in the seed is gone and the leaves take over. The leaves use energy from the sun and nutrients from the soil to make food for the plant. And we can stop there. If you want to pause and read that yourself, you are more than welcome to. It's just an extra little practice for some of my students who are getting ready to read second grade books. Most of us are not quite ready to read that level. All right. As the plant grows, a tiny head develops at the tip of the stem. The head holds many flowers, but these flowers do not look like the colorful ones you see in a garden. A pair of thin green scales protects each little bud. Wheat grains from inside the flower. Wheat grains form inside the flower. That means they're being made. These grains or kernels are the only part of the wheat plant that humans use for food. Horses eat the whole thing. When it gets really, really dry, the horses do not eat it. It pokes their gums, pokes them in the mouth. Right now it's soft and green. Only horses that are starving will eat the wheat when it's pokey like that. Okay. Get that whole picture. Whoa, it's two-page picture. Cool. All right, see when it's dry like that? That's when my horses don't want to eat it. My girl horse, Sugar, she will eat it. She'll nibble on it. Goats will eat that, but most of my horses will not eat that. All right, zoom in. As the wheat plant matures and grows, it changes color from green to deep gold. The kernels grow plump and then dry. When the stalk hardens and dries out, the farmer knows the wheat is ready to harvest. The farmer harvests the wheat with a huge, large machine called a combine. Ow! I was thinking combine as a bakery word. It's a machine, the combine machine. The combine got its name because it combines two steps into one machine. It cuts and threshes the wheat. Threshing is the process of separating the wheat kernels from the rest of the plant. Okay, so in the little red hen, to cut the wheat is different, but to thresh it, so you're pulling the wheat kernels away from the plant. And I kind of did that when I put it into my hand. And pause right there if you want to read that yourself. The combine's razor-sharp blades cut the wheat. Then a drum inside the machine shakes the wheat to separate the grain. The grain flows into the combine's holding tank. The stalks and leaves drop out the back of the combine. When the tank is full, the farmer dumps the grain into a truck waiting in the field. On another day, the farmer will return to the field to form the dry stalks and leaves into bales of straw. Then it becomes straw for horses to eat. And like I said, some horses will, but mine only like the green stuff. Except for Sugar, because she's a pig and she eats everything. The truck carries the wheat to a silo for storage. This is a silo. Actually, I see 3 silos. Ooh, there's more than that. Those are silos. Okay. Silos are designed to keep grain dry. If wheat gets wet, it will spoil quickly. It'll get rotten. The wheat remains in the silo until it is ready to go to the mill. The mill is a large factory that processes wheat to make flour. At the mill, the grain is first cleaned and sorted. Then it goes into a bin with a small quantity of water. The water makes the kernels easier to grind. Okay, moving on. Cool. This is a photograph of wheat plants, kernels, and flour. Very cool. Next, heavy rollers crack and grind the grain. That was my middle detail. I wrote that down. That was my middle detail in our comprehension writing. This removes the bran and the germ from the kernels. It doesn't mean germ like, ooh, yucky germs, okay? The germ is part of the plant. The bran is the kernel's outer shell, and the germ is part of the kernel that grows in a new plant, So the bran is the kernel's outer shell, and the germ is the part of the kernel that grows a new plant. The grain moves through the rollers until it becomes a coarse powder. a rough powder. Then a sifter separates the grainy powder. The smaller pieces are sifted out and the larger pieces move to the next set of rollers. The process repeats many times. Finally, the wheat becomes soft, silky flour. Yummy! All right, go ahead and zoom in there, Ellery. Workers at the mill might bleach the flour. This makes the flour whiter. Sometimes the flour is also enriched with vitamins and minerals. This replaces the nutrients lost through milling. So at the mill, at the factory, it loses some vitamins and minerals, so they might enrich it and put some back in, okay, some vitamins back in. If workers at the mill want to make whole wheat flour, they add the bran and germ that was removed earlier. They put the bran and the germ back in. Huh, pretty cool. Even I didn't know that. The finished flour flows down long chutes into bags or bins. So chutes like a tunnel, maybe a rectangular tube, okay? Then it is transported to the bakery. Yummy, yummy, yummy. We just got yeast. So we're going to try to use our bread maker today. So I don't know about you guys, but we could get one loaf of bread. I couldn't get sourdough, and I couldn't get all the loaves of bread that I wanted. So a lot of people are baking their own. Ooh, turn and talk to your family at home. What kind of bread products do you see? All right. At the bakery, the flour is made into bread. The baker might make one kind of bread or many kinds of bread. When you think of bread, what kind of bread do you picture? Not all breads look or taste the same. Some breads are flat. Tortillas and pitas are flat breads. That means they did not use